You ever wondered if the person you think you are is actually real, or just a carefully crafted illusion? What if everything you believe about yourself is actually a mask, hiding parts of your true identity deep within? You're not alone in this psychological labyrinth. In fact, every one of us is trapped in a complex illusion shaped by our own mind, where the face we show to the world conceals hidden layers beneath. This invisible barrier between who you appear to be and who you truly are is what the famous Swiss psychologist Carl Jung called the persona and the shadow. The persona is the social mask we wear, the version of ourselves we present to others to gain acceptance and avoid rejection. Meanwhile, the shadow contains the unconscious, often darker, parts of our psyche that we refuse to acknowledge, from hidden fears to repressed desires. By understanding these two opposing forces, you will uncover a profound truth about your own identity and why this inner conflict shapes your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in ways you might never have realized. More importantly, by the end of this video, you'll learn how to recognize the illusions your mind has built and begin the journey to break free from them, stepping into a more authentic and empowered version of yourself. Get ready to dive deep into the psychology of the self, confront your hidden shadows, and finally see yourself as you truly are, beyond the mask. The persona, the mask you wear. The persona is the mask we wear to face the world. It's the version of ourselves we present to others, shaped to meet the expectations of society. It's not necessarily fake, but it's not the full truth either. It's the part of us that says the right things, smiles politely, follows the rules, and fits in. Think of it as social armor, protective, necessary, but heavy. This mask begins to form in childhood. As young children, we naturally express ourselves, crying when we're upset, laughing loudly when we're happy, asking questions when we're curious. But over time, we're taught which behaviors are acceptable and which are not. Parents say, "Don't talk back," or "Be a good boy, chuck a girl." Teachers reward quiet, obedient students. Society, through media and culture, praises certain traits and punishes others. Bit by bit, we shape our behavior to avoid disapproval and gain acceptance. We learn that to be loved or safe, we need to act a certain way. By the time we're adults, most of us wear several masks. At work, we might act professional and composed, even if we're stressed or uncertain. With friends, we could be loud and funny, covering up deeper worries. At family gatherings, we might revert to being the responsible one or the quiet one, regardless of who we've grown into. These shifts aren't always conscious, but they're real and exhausting. The persona has its benefits. It helps us function in society. It makes relationships smoother, helps us keep jobs, and prevents conflict. It offers a sense of belonging. In many ways, it's a tool for survival in a complex world. But there's a cost. The more we rely on the persona, the more we lose touch with our authentic selves. We start to confuse the mask with our real identity. We suppress emotions, desires, and parts of ourselves that don't fit. Over time, this can lead to feelings of emptiness, anxiety, or even depression. We might succeed on the outside but feel unknown, even to ourselves, on the inside. Here's the dangerous truth. The persona feels safe, but it can become a prison. The more tightly we cling to it, the more we hide our true selves, not just from others, but from ourselves. And deep down, we sense something's off. We smile, nod, perform, but a quiet voice inside asks, "Is this really me?" This is where the real story begins. The shadow, the hidden. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves that we hide away, deny, or refuse to accept. These are the thoughts, feelings, and impulses deemed unacceptable by us, by society, or by the cultural environment we grew up in. The shadow isn't just a vague concept. It's a real psychological force, a hidden side of our personality that lives in the unconscious. But why does this shadow form in the first place? Often, it's born from fear of rejection, of judgment, or of being seen as flawed. From childhood, many of us learn to suppress parts of ourselves that don't fit social norms or family expectations. Maybe you were told not to express anger, or that certain desires were wrong. Shame wraps around these disowned traits, convincing us to lock them away deep inside. Over time, this collection of denied aspects forms the shadow. Despite our efforts to bury it, the shadow quietly controls us from beneath the surface. Because it lives in the unconscious, it often emerges unexpectedly through our emotional reactions, desires, and fears. Consider moments when you snap over something minor, a cutting remark from a friend, a forgotten task, a small inconvenience. That eruption of anger is often the shadow's voice, fueled by buried frustrations and pain you might not even recognize. Or think about feeling inexplicably triggered by certain people or situations, as if you're reliving an old wound. This is the shadow reacting, trying to be acknowledged. The shadow can also sabotage us in subtle ways. You might set goals, only to find yourself procrastinating or self-destructing at critical moments. That inner critic, or that voice urging you to give up, could be the shadow working behind the scenes, protecting itself by keeping you stuck. In relationships, the shadow is especially powerful. It shows up as jealousy, insecurity, or irrational anger toward loved ones, often reflecting parts of ourselves we refuse to accept. Habits like overeating, addiction, or constant distraction can also be shadow-driven attempts to escape uncomfortable feelings. Emotional reactions that seem overblown or out of proportion are frequently the shadow's expressions, trying to break through the surface. Ignoring the shadow, however, is like living with a ticking time bomb. The longer it stays hidden, the more it festers and grows, waiting for a moment to explode, sometimes in moments of crisis, conflict, or deep unhappiness. But facing the shadow isn't about fear or shame. It's about reclaiming those lost parts of ourselves, integrating them, and ultimately finding greater freedom and wholeness. The inner war, persona versus shadow. Inside each of us, a silent war rages, a battle between the persona and the shadow. The persona is the face we show the world, polished, controlled, acceptable. It's the mask we wear to gain approval, fit in, and feel safe. But beneath this carefully crafted exterior simmers the shadow, a dark, volcanic force of hidden fears, desires, and truths we deny or reject. Imagine a volcano, calm and solid on the surface, but roiling with molten lava beneath. The persona is that solid ground, stable and reassuring. Yet the shadow is the volcano's fiery core, bubbling with everything we refuse to confront. Anger, shame, jealousy, loneliness. This internal conflict is invisible to most, a secret war waged in the depths of our minds. This battle creates a profound tension, stirring up waves of anxiety, depression, and emptiness. The more we try to suppress or ignore the shadow, the more it pushes back, erupting in unexpected moments of confusion or despair. It leaves us feeling split, unsure who we really are. Are we the friendly, successful person everyone praises? Or the angry, insecure figure lurking in the shadows? Consider Sarah, a young professional admired for her confidence and charisma. To her colleagues, she is the embodiment of success. Yet at night, she wrestles with crushing loneliness and self-doubt she never reveals. The persona demands perfection, but the shadow whispers of failure and fear, a volcanic pressure building inside her. Sarah doesn't realize she's living a split life, caught in this invisible war. Most people don't recognize their internal division. They believe the persona is all there is, unaware of the shadow's quiet uprising. This ignorance deepens the war, prolonging the fight, why it's so hard to break free. The psychological trap. Breaking free from feeling lost isn't just about making a decision. It's a battle against deep psychological forces that keep you stuck. Fear plays a huge role. Fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of failure. It's far easier to cling to what's familiar, even if that familiarity causes pain or dissatisfaction. The comfort of the known provides a strange kind of safety blanket, shielding you from the vulnerability that comes with stepping into new territory. Social pressures add another layer of difficulty. Friends, family, and society expect you to conform to certain roles or paths. This external pressure can convince you that your current life is good enough or normal, even if you secretly feel trapped. Over time, this pressure leads to self-deception and denial. You tell yourself, "I'm fine," or "This is just how life is," shutting down any urge to question deeper dissatisfaction. This is where the illusion of control through the persona comes in. The persona is the mask you wear, the version of yourself you present to the world. Saying "I'm fine" isn't just a lie to others. It's a lie you tell yourself to avoid confronting uncomfortable truths. The illusion feels like control, but really, it's a cage. Are you living your life or someone else's? Are your choices truly your own, or just what you've been conditioned to accept? Here's the good news. Breaking this trap is possible. The first step is awareness, recognizing these forces at play. From there, you can begin to peel away the layers of fear, denial, and social expectation. It's not easy, but it's the path toward freedom and living a life that truly belongs to you. Section 5. The Path to Freedom. Individuation. Individuation, a cornerstone of Carl Jung's analytical psychology, is the lifelong process of becoming whole by integrating all parts of the self, most notably the persona and the shadow. The persona is the mask we present to the world, shaped by societal expectations and roles we play. The shadow, on the other hand, consists of the unconscious parts of ourselves that we often reject or deny. Traits, impulses, and desires we find uncomfortable or unacceptable. Individuation is the courageous journey of bringing these disparate elements into conscious awareness, blending them into a balanced, authentic self. It's important to recognize that individuation is not a quick fix or a one-time event. It is a continuous, often challenging journey requiring patience, self-compassion, and commitment. Rather than rushing toward an idealized version of yourself, individuation invites you to explore and accept your complexity, paradoxes, and shadows. To begin this transformative path, consider a few practical steps. 1. Observe your persona. Start by noticing the different roles and masks you wear daily. Reflect on how you present yourself in social settings, work, and relationships. Which parts feel authentic? which feel performed or pressured. Awareness of your persona helps reveal the conscious face you show the world and how it might limit deeper self-knowledge. 2. Identify your shadow. Pay attention to your emotional triggers, those moments when others annoy, anger, or unsettle you. Often, what we reject or dislike in others points to aspects of ourselves we have not fully acknowledged. Instead of avoiding these feelings, gently explore what they might reveal about your hidden traits or unresolved conflicts. 3. Practice self-reflection and honesty. Set aside time regularly for quiet reflection. Journaling, meditation, or therapy can provide safe spaces to examine your inner world honestly. This honest self-inquiry is essential to uncover patterns, fears, and desires that lie beneath the surface. 4. Embrace your hidden parts. The goal is not to eliminate the shadow, but to accept and integrate it. This might feel uncomfortable or even painful, as it challenges your existing self-image. However, embracing these hidden parts enriches your personality and frees you from unconscious influences that limit growth. While the path of individuation involves emotional difficulty, confronting fears, doubts, and insecurities, it also offers profound rewards. By becoming more aware of your true self, you gain inner freedom, authenticity, and a deeper sense of peace. This journey leads to a richer, more meaningful life, where you no longer live merely by external expectations, but from a place of integrated wholeness. If you're ready to embark on this path, remember, it's a brave and worthwhile commitment. Each step toward understanding and embracing yourself moves you closer to genuine freedom and fulfillment. Trust the process, be kind to yourself, and know that becoming whole is the greatest gift you can offer your life. The psychological trap many of us fall into is the unconscious identification with our persona, the carefully crafted social mask we wear to fit in and gain approval. This persona can become a prison, limiting our authenticity and masking the deeper parts of ourselves. Meanwhile, the shadow represents those hidden aspects of our psyche, often rejected or denied, yet holding immense power and truth. When ignored, the shadow can unconsciously drive behaviors and emotional responses, creating inner conflict and distress. It's important to remember that this struggle is universal. No one is alone in wrestling with the tension between the persona and the shadow. Every individual faces this internal battle in some form, and acknowledging it is the first step toward healing. Freedom lies in the process of individuation, the journey of integrating these divided parts of ourselves. By embracing both the persona and the shadow, we reclaim authenticity, creativity, and wholeness. Individuation invites us to live beyond societal expectations and awaken to our true selves. So I ask you, are you ready to stop playing a role and start living your true life? Take a moment to reflect. What parts of yourself are you hiding? And what might happen if you let them surface? This path may be challenging, but it holds the promise of profound transformation and freedom. If you're curious to explore more, continue learning about your inner world. It's the most meaningful journey you can embark on.